There's a lot of good stuff in the future of Apex coming and a new update very soon. So when is this new update? Because we think we have a date, and also what is coming? Let's start off first talking about next season and then get onto the next collection event, because the next collection event might be coming a bit sooner than we thought. First though, Respawn have already been heavily laying the foundations for what is meant to release next season. Starting off, I don't think it needs to be said, we're probably not having a new legend next season. First of all, because no new legends have been leaked for next season, but also because we just got Alter. So considering Respawn have been heavily reducing the amount of legends they release, it's probably going to be 1 or 2 seasons till we get our next one. One thing we 100% know we're getting next season is a brand new map. Finally! The last time we had a new map was back in Season 15 with Broken Moon, which was a hell of a long time ago now, and this is officially the longest we've been in Apex's whole lifetime without a new map. The new map has been teased several times. First of all, there's been teasers dotted everywhere giving us small looks at it, but also in the newest trailer where Horizon and Alter had a fight, we got our first look at the general vibe of the new map, and also why we're going to be fighting in that new map. It has been slowly revealed by the developers through the story that the location of the new map is Sutamo, a city which has been plagued with blackouts because it's simply not getting enough supply power. The Watson pylon introduced in Season 19 on Storm Point was actually built with the intention to supply power to this city to get it back up and running, but it clearly never worked. Because the city is struggling to get power, we can see through the trailer that there is giant unrest and riots in this city, causing people to overturn buses, light fires, and graffiti everywhere. So that's going to be a really cool vibe brought to the next map of just urban decay. There's also a secondary reason the city the next map takes place in is empty, because if we look at the most recent Apex trailer, Alter actually blew up a giant gas pipeline which caused gas to be spurted out all over the city. And we know this wasn't just a throwaway thing in the trailer, because we did get a brand new lore comic only a few weeks ago that shows Caustic and Crypto evacuating their mother from her house in the city because the gas is simply getting too bad, and also the blackouts again are pretty mad. I did have an idea that would be really cool if in the next map, instead of the normal ring that we've had for so long now, we just have a giant cloud of gas that closes in on the map, much like H1Z1 or, you know, Warzone. In these lore comics that were released this season, something pretty crazy was also revealed. We actually got somewhat of a clarification on what the hell happened last season with the teasers over Broken Moon. If you're not aware, at the end of last season, there were teasers over Broken Moon where Olympus started appearing over the map through a green portal, and then it started teleporting around until it was shot down by the Broken Moon defenses and rained debris all over the map, which gave us the newest Broken Moon map update. Because of this, a lot of people thought Respawn had just deleted Olympus by blowing it up in a cool, lore-friendly way, but it turns out the Olympus that was blown up over Broken Moon wasn't actually ours, because in one of the newest lore comics, it was revealed at the exact time Olympus was blown up above Broken Moon in the teasers that we saw, Seer and Catalyst were playing an Apex game on Olympus and were fine. So, the Olympus that was blown up above Broken Moon was from an alternate dimension and came through a green portal which is still not being explained, which I think may be a very, very, very early teaser for a future map, legend, or even situation. These green portals have got to mean something, and I'm 99% sure they have nothing to do with Alter. I think that the green portals being a really, really early teaser for a new legend is unlikely, because we know 2 of the next legends coming up, Lifeline Reborn, and also Vantage's mum. Yes, Vantage's mum is heavily rumoured to be becoming a legend, and she has been for a very long time, apparently set to release in Season 23. For a long time, I did think they were going to release her as a legend, because in some of the concept art for Vantage's mum in Vantage's Story from the Outlands, it did show this drawing being used as reference to draw Vantage's mum, and this drawing is very, very similar to the legend concepts artists at Respawn draw up. So ever since I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, Vantage's mum is definitely becoming a legend. And I don't think Respawn are going to pass up such a great opportunity to have such a cool legend come to the games. She has a giant scar across her face, and also a voice actor is very well known. I don't think Respawn are using her as a throwaway character. She is definitely coming very soon. And just before we get onto information about the next collection event, Respawn did also recently tease a new map coming to Apex only 17 days ago. As someone at Respawn did mention, that Alter's favourite Apex games arena is one that's been torn apart piece by piece that we're going to be seeing in the future. So maybe also this is a teaser to a new map, maybe one Respawn are bringing for mixtape or arenas when Respawn bring arenas back, because they have confirmed that they're going to bring it back. On to information about the next collection event though, because it it feels like Apex has been dry for a few weeks now. It doesn't feel like much has been happening, and a lot of people are getting fed up. They simply can't play duos with their friends. This is probably the reason that Apex is at its lowest player count for several years, which is really sad to see, but I'm sure it will bounce back when we get a new map. For the date of the next collection event, it does seem that it's over 2 weeks away, because if we go into the comics section of the game, all of the comics in the files have been released, and we're waiting on one to be released in 17 days, which has no trace in the files, so Respawn have to update the game in a big patch to add this comic, meaning in 17 days we are going to get the actual collection event releasing. That date will be the 25th of June, which is on a Tuesday, which is Apex's normal update day, so it all makes a lot of sense. So what's to be expected in the next update then? Well, honestly, we don't know too much. This is probably one of the updates we know the least about. One thing we do know is that Respawn are very likely going to be introducing a new type of weapon called a void weapon, which seems like one of our normal weapons but with some sort of modifier on it. So maybe an R99 with double the fire rate but half the magazine size, or maybe an R301 that shoots bombs instead. We don't know too much about void weapons, but just taking context clues from the voice lines that are in the files related to them, we can gather that, I guess.
So void weapon. Wonder if a void rampart is modding these buttes.
As I did mention prior, Respawn did also mention that they want to bring arenas back, and they might bring it back sooner and maybe in this collection event, because if we look at some of the art for this season, in the background it features a building that I don't think we even have in the game right now, and this building bears very large resemblance to the Encore map which was released back when Arenas was in the game. And considering we've not even got this map yet and it's in the Season 21 promotional art, it is likely that it will come in some form in the collection event, and maybe even as like Encore V2 with the reintroduction of Arenas to the game. I don't know, but this map is present in a lot of the art and we still have no idea what it is. 1 whole month into the season. For the actual cosmetics of this collection event, we don't actually have any images of any of it actually. Recently, one of the biggest data miners actually quit, and Respawn have just been making the game much harder to data mine, so it's a lot harder to get information like this before the actual update comes out, which a lot of you may actually be happy about, because when you see the skins, you'll be seeing them for the first time. Although there have been hints from a few leakers that Respawn currently have a Newcastle heirloom, a Bangalore heirloom recolor, and a Lifeline Prestige skin on the table, which they may release soon. It would be really nice just to see a normal heirloom come to the game, considering it's been 3 seasons since Respawn released the last heirloom, and we've been having to deal with these absolute nightmares. So just give us a bit of hope and give us a normal heirloom, please, Respawn, and in the normal collection event format. I don't want to mess around with this type of event format more than I need to do. Hopefully though, this update saves the player count, because it's been dropping and it's just kind of sad. Plus, I've had no motivation to play the game since they removed duos, because I literally only played duos. If you look back at my videos, 90% of the gameplay is from duos. When Respawn release quads, whenever that is, please don't replace duos. Anyway, subscribe to keep updated.